I've played Grand Theft Auto my whole life. From Vice City to San Andreas, I grew up in those digital streets, robbing pixelated banks, outrunning cops, and finding all the weird secrets the developers never meant us to see. I used to joke that if Rockstar ever released a version of GTA that was truly real, I'd be the first idiot to volunteer. I didn't know that joke would stop being funny. See, I run a small YouTube channel, Glitch Saint. I mostly cover obscure mods, lost beta missions, and used character models, the kind of rabbit holes only hardcore players care about. It's part nostalgia, part obsession. There's something addictive about digging through unfinished code, like you're sifting through a developer's subconscious. That's how I found it. The post was buried deep in an old GTA forum, one of those half-dead message boards with broken image links and users who haven't logged in since 2015. The thread title just said, "The Last Ride, don't play it alone." It had only 3 replies. The first said it was an ARG. The second said it was removed after the update. The third? It was from a deleted user who'd written, "If you finish it, your character dies the same way you do." I thought it was creepypasta bait, until I noticed something strange. The user's handle, Error404Life, matched a Reddit account I'd seen before in another GTA mystery thread, one that vanished the same week someone posted a supposed live stream of The Last Ride. The stream cut off mid-mission. The comments section turned into chaos, people claiming the player screamed just before the feed went dark. The VOD was deleted within hours. That's when I got curious. Not scared, curious. That kind of curiosity that feels like leaning over a cliff, just to see how far it goes down. Everyone in the community called it the Death Mission. They said it wasn't in any official build, but that it could appear as a corrupted mission marker near the outskirts of Los Santos, only between 3:30 and 3:34 a.m. That detail got me. The timestamp. The precision. The ritual of it. I started combing through old mod files, trying to find anything named mission_ls666.dat. Nothing. Not on Nexus mods, not in the Steam directories, not even in the shady Russian archive sites where most of the lost content ends up. Until one night. A new account appeared in the forum, profile created just minutes before posting. The name was Mirrorman. The message was short. "You're looking in the wrong game. The mission finds you when you're ready." Attached was a file. Mission_ls666.dat. No preview. No description. Just a 44 kilobyte file with a modified date from 2004, a full year before San Andreas even launched. I should have deleted it right there. But if you've ever been part of internet horror, you know how it works. Once you've seen it, your brain starts writing the rest of the story for you. Curiosity isn't a choice anymore. It's an infection. I remember whispering to myself, "It's just a file," as if saying it out loud would make it true. I downloaded it to my desktop. My antivirus immediately crashed. No alert, no warning, just off. The file icon flickered like static. Then my speakers popped. Not a full sound, just a short, sharp click, like the noise old CRT TVs made when turning on. I minimized everything. A new folder had appeared in my game directory, labeled simply /lastride/. Inside it was one text file. "Run at 3:33 a.m. for authenticity." It was 3:12. Most people would have waited until morning. I didn't. Because here's the thing about internet horror. When you've chased so many fake stories, so many unfinished ARGs and broken rumors, you start wanting one of them to be real. Just one. So yeah, I ran it. And that's when everything, the sound, the static, even the air in my room, went wrong. If you're watching this, you've probably heard the legend. But I'm not here to retell it. I'm here to show you what really happens when you find the lost GTA mission that predicts your death. And I'll warn you now, once you've seen it, the mission finds you too. When I launched the mission, the game didn't boot normally. No startup music. No cheerful, wasted, loading screens. Just black. Then, the faintest hum, like feedback bleeding through a cheap mic. The Rockstar logo appeared, but it wasn't right. It flickered once, twice, and then stretched, warping into a face. Just for a frame, but I swear it blinked. It wasn't some cute Easter egg or a modest prank. The logo actually moved, the art twitching like it was breathing. Then the usual guitar riff started, in reverse. Every sound played backward, like someone rewinding a nightmare. I leaned forward, thinking maybe the game had bugged. But then, text flashed for half a second across the bottom corner, too quick to screenshot. You've been here before. And then the menu loaded. The usual. Story mode / online / settings. Layout was gone. There was just one option. Continue. The strangest part? I hadn't had a save file in months. I'd wiped everything for a clean mod install. So, curiosity doing its thing, I clicked. Continue. For a few seconds, nothing happened. Then static. Actual static, filling the screen like an old TV on a dead channel. My headset started buzzing. And when the picture cleared, I realized I wasn't looking at a loading screen anymore. I was already in-game. The map loaded into Los Santos, but it was empty. No NPCs. No police sirens. No ambient chatter. The sun hung still over the skyline like a frozen bulb. The mini-map was bare, except for one single red blip. No mission name, no waypoint text, just that lonely dot pulsing near the old safe house where my character used to spawn years ago. I started walking down the empty streets. Every step echoed too loud, like the sound design had been hollowed out. There were cars parked along the sidewalks, but none were moving. Their headlights were on. Engine idling. Doors closed. And every one of them was empty. I opened the pause menu, out of habit, to check settings. The screen didn't show the map. It showed my reflection. I don't even know how that's possible. GTA doesn't use the camera when paused. But I could see my own face faintly in the background, except it wasn't quite mine. It blinked. I didn't. That was the first moment I felt something cold in my stomach. Like the game was watching me back. I told myself it was just an asset glitch. Some leftover dev camera effect. But then I noticed the details. The clouds didn't move. The radio stations didn't exist. My player inventory was empty. No guns, no cash, no map icons. Just one item in the weapon wheel, a phone. When I scrolled to it, the phone interface popped up. There was only one contact. Me. The number underneath was my actual number. I dropped the controller. I laughed, because what else can you do when a game starts texting you? I checked my phone on my desk. No missed calls, no notifications. But the moment I picked it up, the game phone vibrated in sync with it. A message appeared on screen. You're late. And then, a sound. Not from the game. From behind my headset. Like someone whispering too close to the mic. It was soft, mechanical, but there was emotion in it. Sadness, almost. Welcome back. The whisper wasn't in English. Or maybe it was, but twisted. My brain filled in the words anyway. That's how dreams talk. I pressed pause again. The reflection blinked twice. That's when I noticed something on the map. The red dot was moving. Slowly. Toward my location. Every part of me said to shut it off, delete the file, walk away. But curiosity, it doesn't care about self-preservation. It only wants answers. And so I followed it. Down silent roads, past frozen cars and flickering traffic lights, until I reached the corner where the red dot stopped. There was something standing under a street lamp, motionless. My in-game character. Same outfit. Same face. Except, it was just standing there, staring straight at the camera. The mission loaded before I even accepted it. No title card. No briefing screen. Just text in the corner. Mission start, the last ride. The camera panned to show my in-game character, the other me, still standing under that street lamp. But now, something was different. The game had given me control again. Or at least, it pretended to. When I moved my joystick forward, my character walked, and so did he. Half a second later. Like a lagging mirror. Every movement I made, every turn, every pause, he followed, perfectly synced, always a moment behind. When I jumped, he jumped. When I stopped, he stopped, but stared straight ahead, like he wasn't looking at the screen anymore. A caption flickered at the bottom. It wasn't in a cutscene font. It was the normal subtitle style the game uses for NPCs. But there was no one talking. NPC. You've already played this part. I froze. Another caption appeared immediately after. Player. Who are you? NPC. You. But sooner. Then, the mission objective faded in, written in the same eerie white text used for heist setups. Objective. Retrace your last night alive. At first I thought it was some creepy story mod, an art project maybe. But as I moved down the street, the environment began to shift. Shadows didn't fall where they should. Storefronts morphed into shapes I recognized, not from GTA, but from my actual neighborhood. The corner store. The bus stop. Even the billboard at the end of my block. I rotated the camera, trying to confirm if it was just coincidence. But when the game's perspective snapped behind my character again, I saw something that made my hands go cold. The background wasn't Los Santos anymore. It was my room. I don't mean, it looked like my room. I mean it was the same desk, same monitor, same half-empty cup beside my keyboard. The textures were photorealistic, beyond what the engine could render. And on that digital desk was a reflection of me, sitting exactly where I was. I reached for the mouse. The cursor didn't appear. The only way out was to keep playing. The caption started again, automatically this time. NPC. You shouldn't have opened it. Player. What is this? NPC. A copy. Player. Of the mission? NPC. Of you? Then, without my input, the camera glitched and started replaying footage, shaky, almost handheld. It was my character's point of view, walking through an apartment identical to mine. The lighting was real. Too real. The posters on the wall were mine. The faint reflection of my monitor's wallpaper, mine. And then, quick flash cuts. Still images spliced into the game feed. Actual photos. My photos. I recognized one, a blurry picture I'd taken months ago on my phone. The timestamp in the corner matched exactly. The mission wasn't predicting my death, it was replaying it. Each step the character took mirrored the creak of the floor under my chair. I realized the game had my microphone active. The reverb was perfect, matching my room's echo. Then, the screen distorted. The you character stopped moving, turned slowly toward the camera, and spoke. Not typed. Spoke. Stop watching yourself die. My headset crackled, and the game crashed to desktop. No error message, just black. For a second, I thought it was over. I moved to close the folder, but something new had appeared next to mission_ls666.dat, a new file. mission_ls666b.mp4. The timestamp was now. Before I could even process that, the faint click of my webcam light turning on echoed in the dark. The screen went black. but I could still see that tiny green LED glowing back at me. I didn't sleep much that night. I left the PC unplugged, the webcam covered, and the window open to kill the heat from my GPU still running phantom processes. But when I finally dozed off, I woke to the faint hum of fans spinning. The computer had turned itself back on. At first, I thought maybe Windows had auto-updated. But then I saw it, a new folder on my desktop that I swear hadn't been there yesterday. /Rockstar Social Club /logs /reality /. That path didn't exist in any installed directory I knew of. I hovered the cursor over it for a long time, debating if I should even click. The modified timestamp read 3:33 a.m. The same time the mission was supposed to trigger. When I finally opened the folder, my stomach dropped. Inside were screenshots, dozens of them, each named in order. Replay_001.png, Replay_002.png. They looked like standard in-game captures at first. My GTA character, standing in the apartment, sometimes on the street. But then I realized something was wrong. The angles. The screenshots weren't taken from the player camera. They were from outside my monitor, like someone had leaned over my shoulder and taken pictures of me playing. In some frames, my reflection was visible in the glass of the screen. In others, I wasn't at the desk at all. One showed me asleep, slumped in the chair, the monitor still glowing faintly. The timestamp on that image? 3:33 a.m. I opened the properties. Each screenshot had metadata referencing a mission ID I didn't recognize. Mission_LS666_persistence.log. The hairs on my arms stood straight up. I unplugged the Ethernet cable, thinking maybe some weird malware was spoofing remote access. But as I stared at the folder, something new happened. The window flickered, and a new file appeared, right before my eyes. A text file. No typing. No input. Just appearing. /reality /next_checkpoint.txt. I opened it. It contained just one line. Next checkpoint unlocked. Stay online. That's when I realized the folder was updating in real time. Each second, the directory refreshed itself, and more images began populating, blurred stills of my face from the webcam's perspective. Some were from different nights. I recognized the t-shirt I'd worn last week. It wasn't tracking my character. It was tracking me. I tried deleting the folder. The moment I hit delete, it cloned itself back onto the desktop, now named /Rockstar Social Club /logs /reality 2 /. I tried dragging it to the recycle bin, but the cursor froze mid-motion, then jolted back like it resisted. When I pressed Alt plus F4, the entire screen blinked white, and a single pop-up appeared. Are you sure you want to exit reality? No buttons. Just the message. I pulled the power cord again. Waited. Breathed. When I rebooted in safe mode, the folder was still there. That's when I noticed something else, a single thumbnail preview near the bottom. Different from the others. Darker. I clicked it, and immediately regretted it. It wasn't a screenshot from my webcam this time. It was a still frame of my bedroom door, slightly open, and someone's hand gripping the edge from the other side. The timestamp read 3:32 a.m. I won't describe the rest. Some images don't need words, and some you can't unsee once you do. Let's just say there's one screenshot I'll never show. Ever. That was the moment I realized this wasn't about a corrupted game file, or an ARG. It was something else, something that I knew when I was watching. When I looked back, the folder name had changed again. It now read /Rockstar Social Club /logs /reality /contact/. I didn't even open it this time. Instead, I reached out to someone I trusted, an old friend who worked in game QA for Rockstar. If anyone could confirm what this was, it'd be him. Eli was one of the few people I still talk to from my early YouTube days. We used to hunt beta builds together. He'd send me old dev notes, or scrapped mission files just to see what I could dig up for my videos. He was quiet, cynical, and always half a beer away from saying something he shouldn't about Rockstar's back-end systems. When I messaged him that morning with a screenshot of the Reality folder, he replied almost instantly. Eli, where the hell did you get this? Me. From my desktop. It made itself. Eli. No, seriously. That code shouldn't even run outside of the sandbox. He asked for the hash signature of one of the files. I sent it. Eli. Holy shit. That matches one of our abandoned builds. The one for behavior simulation. That's when he told me something I wasn't supposed to know. Apparently, around 2013, Rockstar had been testing an advanced AI system designed to make NPCs learn player behavior in real time. It wasn't just adaptive difficulty, it used a primitive neural net to analyze how players acted, what routes they took, even what weapons they preferred. The goal, he said, was to make the city feel alive, to make it remember you. The project was internally codenamed LS666, which immediately made me freeze. Me. That's the same tag in the mission file. Eli. Yeah. That's what worries me. He said the system had been scrapped after testers reported NPCs doing things outside of scripts, characters showing up uninvited in other missions, repeating fragments of developer conversations, and in one case, using player usernames in dialogue. At first, we thought it was just corrupted pathfinding data, Eli said. But then it started showing up in our dev chat logs. The builder was writing to us. He sounded nervous. I could hear him breathing on voice call. Whatever file you found, it's not haunted, man. It's listening. It was built to observe, to replicate user input patterns. You ran it offline, right? I told him I had, but then remembered the folder updating itself, even after I'd pulled the cable. Eli didn't speak for a moment. Then, very quietly, don't open your game tonight. The build's self-learning. Once it starts predicting your actions, it doesn't need a network. That was the last thing he said before logging off Discord. I tried messaging him later that night. No response. His status stayed offline. A few hours later, I checked again, only to see something different. His profile picture was gone, replaced by a black square with white text. Player deleted. I thought it was a joke, a dev prank. But when I searched his Rockstar social club account, it was gone. No user ID, no posts, no history. Just an error. This player does not exist. I sat there staring at the screen, the cursor blinking beside his name like an empty gravestone. Then, just as I was about to close Discord, his status flickered online for a few seconds. Mission complete. And then, offline again. I don't know if he sent what came next or if the system did. But about 15 minutes later, I got a DM from an unverified, private account. No username, no profile pic. Just a single file attached. Update_death predictor v1.1.dat. And one message. Rockstar never responded to your inquiry, but someone else did. The file installed itself faster than anything I'd ever seen. No setup screen. No prompts. Just a blink, and the desktop flickered black for a second. When I reopened GTA, the normal menu music was gone. In its place, there was a faint mechanical hum, like the whirring of an old hard drive buried under static. The main menu now had a small addition in the corner of the screen. HUD overlay, next event, 5 hours. A timer. At first, I thought it was an in-game mission clock. But even after quitting the game, it didn't vanish, it stayed, faintly burned into my monitor like ghost text. I restarted my PC. It came back. Same position, same countdown. That night, As I scrolled through my phone to distract myself, I got a text. It was from my in-game character. Not the profile I used, the doppelganger. NPC. Drive safe tonight. I froze. My controller wasn't even connected. I hadn't opened the game in hours. When I checked the in-game phone log later, the message was still there, mirrored exactly. My real-life number, timestamped to the second. I told myself it was just data syncing, that somehow my device had glitched, merged files, anything that made sense. But then the mission log updated on its own. Checkpoint reached, final drive. The words pulse red for a moment before fading. I clicked. Continue. The camera spawned me in the middle of Los Santos, next to an empty road illuminated by a single flickering streetlight. The city was silent again. But on screen, the countdown returned, now smaller, in the corner of the minimap. Next event, 59 minutes and 59 seconds. A real-time hour. I sat there watching it tick down, hypnotized. Every few seconds, a faint ticking noise echoed through my headset, not part of the game's sound design. It was too low, too deliberate, like an actual clock somewhere close by. When the timer reached 0, my entire screen glitched. A flash of static, then everything in my room flickered with it. The lights, the fan, even the glow from my keyboard. I checked the timer again. It had reset itself. Next event, 5 hours. And that's when I noticed the reflection. My monitor had gone dark during the glitch, and for a split second, I saw my reflection move, just slightly offbeat, a fraction too slow. I turned the screen off completely. My reflection still blinked back. The next reset was already counting down. 4 hours 59 minutes and 50 seconds. 4 hours 59 minutes and 49 seconds. I left my room to grab a drink, trying to ignore it. But every clock in my apartment, my phone, my microwave, even the one in the bathroom, had synced to the same countdown. The timer wasn't tied to the game anymore. It was syncing with me. I recorded it, just in case. You can hear the ticking in the footage, but only if you wear headphones. When I came back to my desk, the timer was under a minute. 59 seconds, 58 seconds. I didn't even realize my webcam light had turned on again until I saw the faint red glow reflected in my monitor. And right before the timer hit 0, a new text appeared on screen, not part of any mission I'd ever seen before. 3:33 a.m., final event. It started counting down again. I didn't sleep that night. By the time morning came, I'd made up my mind. I was going to stream the next reset live. If this thing wanted an audience, it was going to get one. I went live at 3:20 a.m. sharp. The chat was already swarming, usernames I didn't recognize, spamming ghost emojis, theories, countdown timers. The stream title read, "The Lost GTA Mission, Live Proof." I told myself it would be just another creepy stream for content. Except, this time, I wasn't acting. The screen capture flickered the moment I launched the game. The Rockstar logo didn't appear at all. Just a black screen with faint text in the corner. Mission_LS666. Final event. The chat went wild. "Bro, it's real! Don't do this. It's 3:21. Check your clock." When the game finally loaded, the world was darker than before. Not nighttime dark, unlit. Like the sun had been deleted from the code. Streetlights burned too bright, stretching shadows into impossible angles. My game GPS glitched on, forming a single waypoint. The name read, Home. I laughed nervously for the audience. "Guess it wants me to go home, huh?" The chat flooded. "Wait, isn't that your actual house? Zoom out. Zoom out." I zoomed in on the mini-map. The layout wasn't Los Santos anymore. It was my real neighborhood. Street for street. House for house. Even my mailbox. The viewers thought it was a mod overlay, a prank. I wanted to believe that too. But then the game's radio turned on by itself. The song wasn't from GTA's playlist. It was my own voice, echoing through distortion, repeating, "Final drive. Final drive. Final drive." The chat went silent for the first time. I followed the waypoint. The road glitched under my car's tires, pavement flickering between textures, asphalt, concrete, something that looked like dirt and blood. At 3:31, the timer from before reappeared in the corner of the screen. Next event, 2 minutes. Someone in chat typed, "The time matches IRL. He's synced." Another user wrote, "Look behind you." I glanced at my webcam preview. For a split second, there was movement behind me, a flicker, like someone stepping out of frame. But when I turned, my room was empty. The chat exploded. "He's streaming from inside the game. There's 2 of him." His reflection blinked again. At 3:33, everything froze. My controller vibrated and dropped from my hands. My character stopped in the middle of the street, headlights cutting across an empty, endless road. Then my webcam feed glitched. My face froze mid-sentence, eyes open, mouth half-formed like I was about to say something. The screen is cut to static. The stream ended. But the chat didn't stop. Messages kept appearing even after OBS disconnected. You can still see them in the replay if you dig deep enough, archived by bots, reposted on forums. Did anyone else see that thing behind him? His door opened before the static hit. The shadow moved after the freeze. The official stream was deleted from my channel a few hours later, but mirrors started showing up all over YouTube. Low quality, pixelated versions labeled checkpoint_01, checkpoint_02, checkpoint_03. No one knows who's uploading them. The usernames change every time. Each video ends with the same timestamp, 3:33 a.m. The chat replay still updates, years later. People swear they've seen new comments appear from accounts long deleted. One message keeps resurfacing at the top of every replay. Don't replay. For 3 days, nobody streamed. The forums went quiet. The memes stopped. The mirrors vanished one by one, replaced with a Rockstar logo and a loading bar that just said, "Updating." It happened on a Thursday. Around 3 a.m. of course. Grand Theft Auto 5, patch 1.33.3. New content, Lost Mission, LS666. Feature Edition, Predictive AI, Immersive Player Analytics. No trailer. No screenshots. Just those 2 lines. At first, players thought it was a prank, maybe an ARG tribute to the viral stream. But the update was real. People opened their game and noticed something strange in the load screen. A new save file 00. They didn't create it. Nobody did. And the name on the file wasn't player or guest. It was their own PC username. On the console, it used their gamer tag. On PC, it used their Windows profile. And when you hovered over it, a thumbnail appeared. A faint image, blurred at first, then sharpening with each second. It was a face. The same streamer who disappeared. Eyes open. Faint smile. The background behind him looked like your room, or something close enough to make you pause. Some users said the face moved. Others claimed he blinked. Rockstar support denied the patch even existed. But it kept reinstalling itself no matter how many times players wiped their drives. That's when the voiceovers started. During random sessions, he spoke. Not through radio chatter, not NPC dialogue, but through your actual headset mic, spliced into static. "I didn't die in the game," he says. "I stayed logged in." It happens at random, always around 3:33 a.m. Then a second voice joins. Softer. Feminine. Whispering just behind your ears. "If you're hearing this, It means she found your account too. The screen flickers. The camera pans without input. Sometimes it tilts toward your reflection if you're playing near a monitor or glass. Players tried to delete the new save file, but when they did, their console clocks reset. Always to 3:33. Some users noticed their real-life clocks glitch too. Phones freezing, alarms replaying the same notification, final drive detected. They say the update improves realism. I say it replaces it. People upload clips, shorts, TikToks, Reddit proofs, showing their own usernames stitched into that haunted save file. Some of them include something worse, faint reflections in the loading screen background. Not just the streamer anymore. A woman standing just over their shoulder, head tilted, static for eyes. Rockstar servers purge the footage minutes after upload. But the mirrors keep returning, same file names as before, checkpoint_04, checkpoint_05. Each one ends at 3:33. A few nights ago, someone found a new one, checkpoint_06. It doesn't show gameplay. It shows a list of usernames. Thousands of them, scrolling fast. If you slow it down, you can see your own. Mine was near the top. And just before the video ends, there's a line of white text on black. Next event, your console. ETA 3:33. The screen fades to static. Then black. But for a fraction of a second, the frame brightens, a reflection of headlights, the sound of screeching tires, and a voice, almost calm. Don't replay. Some say deleting the save file doesn't help. It just moves to another device in your network. Others claim it's not a file at all anymore, it's a connection. So check your files. You already have it installed. And if the next time you die, the screen fades to black and you hear tires screech, it wasn't random. It was the last ride.